Now we go above the ankle, but whenever we start a new bandage, we cover the last bandage. We don't start it from here where we are finished, but we go little below. And now we have to just go spiral. Spiral, 50% coverage without stretching. Why I am saying without stretching is because we want the muscle to move. There should be some space for muscle to move, and that only will help in drainage. If the bandage is too tight, it will not give the space. As you can see, the bandage will accommodate whatever changes are there in the leg and in the edema. See, the CDT what she was mentioning earlier, the MLD and everything, that is very difficult. You need a very trained therapist to do MLD, because you are shifting fluid from one side to the other. A, it is not easy. B, it can cause harm if you are doing it wrongly. So patient herself can only do very little part of it. So, and we don't have that kind of trained therapists, and even if we have, they cannot go to everybody's house. Whereas if there is a mechanical device that can be made easily available, and lot of people can take benefit from one center. If there are, like at AIIMS, they have kept 2 or 3 pumps. Patients come and 1 hour they spend on the pump, and then they tie the bandage, and then they go home. Every 3 to 4 months they come for a week or 10 days, and they manage. Because if there is infection, if there is, like he told you that you take penicillin for, that is preventive. So the episodes of infection decreases. Mechanical devices can help where the manual devices or manual human being cannot be present. And this kind of physiotherapy, that manual lymphatic drainage, is a very specific kind of training and cannot be learnt overnight. One has to learn it over years, because you have to experience it on patients. And if that is possible, it's very good, because human touch is there, patient feel much more comfortable and they feel lighter. Although scientifically it has yet not been proved whether they actually transfer the fluid or not, but they are used all over the world, in US, in Europe, everywhere they are used as a well-known treatment methodology for lymphedema. So we can introduce them in India if we have that kind of institutions, if we have that kind of people who are interested in, then of course it is possible and we should do it, because human touch will always be far better than any mechanical device. But pumps basically have been successful because they are easy to use, they give good results. One pump can be shared by so many people.
It's called an encasing. Of course, there is also an inner lining which is washable, so that you can, when you're changing between patient, you can change this. But this is in a nylon polythene cover. It's just a bag, but it's made to sustain high pressures, and you can notice the stitching is taking place beyond the bag level. So this is the bag. Okay. So now we'll just put the limb in this. We make 2 standard
sizes for Indian
short leg and long leg. Actually, it should be at least 10 centimeters from this. Otherwise, it will get stuck in the thing. It has to just put like a BP cup around the leg. This is the point from where the air entry will take place. So you just put this inside, and this is the air generating unit with timers. You switch it on. As you switch it on, you notice that there are 3 lights. This is the on-off light, and this light means that the machine is working. This green light will always be on when you switch it on. This light indicates actually air is being generated and carried through this pipe down to here. Okay. Now this light will remain on. There are 2 timers in this. You can see the digital timers. This is on 20 seconds, which is the off time. This is 90 seconds, which is the on time. On time means for 90 seconds this light will be switched on and air will keep passing on to this encasing or garment which you have put around the legs. Then after the 90 seconds are over, for 20 seconds, which is the off time, this air pump, the air will not go but rather come back from there. Okay. Now this will start working only after a there is sufficient air in the end casing to generate a pressure. What we have done is we put this to the maximum pressure, and there is a gauge out here. First 3-4 cycles there will not be any pressure generated because at that time this chamber is just filling up. After 4 chambers you will notice that this needle will start rising. So for the 90 seconds this pipe is on, it will keep rising. So now it's switched off. You can see that the light is also switched off, and you can feel there is no vibration also because the pump is also switched off. Okay, so now the air is going out, but since not any pressure is generated, no air is actually moving, so nothing is happening. So after 20 seconds are over, this light will switch on again and you will see the air. You can notice that, right? You can hear the sound also of the vibration. So now again this is filling up, 90 seconds, 20 seconds off, 90 seconds on, 20 seconds off. And this of course you can change depending on the patient's leg. The idea finally after it's filled up is to adjust the pressure according to a chart that you give according to the patient's leg, right? We maintain the pressure, initially we start with low, between 80 to 160 millimeters of mercury. For softer limbs we use lower pressure, for harder limbs we use higher pressure. So like this is the hard limb, so we can go up to 140, 150, but initially we start with around 100 to 120 at the start. If a proper machine is given, within 1 to 2 hours of their giving the thing, they will start feeling a diuresis, where the fluid is being reabsorbed. Okay, but after that we have to put the bandage to maintain the level that is found. Otherwise overnight this thing will come back. Okay, so pump to reduce, bandage to maintain.
In the morning, 10 times in the evening. It should be done daily because that is the only natural mechanism of moving the fluid up. You are sick, so you should rest. So if you rest, you probably will become better, because when you walk more, the swelling will be more. Is that right or is that wrong? It's not right, because you have to walk. If you stop walking or if you stop exercising, more lymph is going to get collected and your limb is going to become even worse. And body weight gain is one cause for this edema to increase. Maintaining healthy body weight is very, very important if you want to arrest and reduce your edema. If you put the bandage and don't move, then you are not doing any good to yourself or to the bandages. Even the pump is going to reduce and bandage is going to reduce, and that compression stocking is going to help. So then there should be no restriction in walking. Walking is important. It's very, very necessary, needed. Body weight reduction and food habits. Very, very important to eat a high protein diet, because mostly the protein is trapped in your limb. So weight reduction means you should not have fatty diet, you should not have sugar. In this disease even salt is prohibited, because salt can absorb water, it does. So remove salt and sugar and all fatty components you can, but have healthy diet like all sorts of vegetables, all sorts of salads and wholesome fruit and whatever you can think of, whether you are a vegetarian, non-vegetarian, depending upon the patient's. That is a very important thing.